I'm live. I'm frozen because I've been out, but I am live. I'm just a bit chilly. Just been out locally. Realised I got a few bits of jewellery and it'd be quite nice to show them off. Because the big jewellery bundle I was expecting to have turned up probably at least a week ago never made it. And I got a refund. I'm not entirely sure if it was actually sent. I have since ordered another one just for the fun of it because I rather like and enjoy sorting jewellery. But I've been doing some good cherry picking lately, so I thought I would share. Let's have a look. Let's check. Okay, right. We will start with picking some jewellery up for £1 a piece for the necklaces. £1 an item. Shouldn't use the word piece. Should I really? It's like, whoop, become a bit of a thing. Right. Well, 5 people in. Hello. I will show you what I got. This is a little kind of short length. Hello, Jewel. I want to perfect the camera down thing, but I'm not there yet, am I? Which is a bit sad. I like these ones because they're milk glass. They're glass rather than plastic. Let me get the screen up a sensible size. That'll help me centre these things. Old-fashioned clasp. A little bit of wear going on here. Quite nicely done though. Looks like it's on a wire rather than a string, if you see what I mean. I do have a loop to hang. Oh, I'm feeling a bit tired today. I think it's just the grey. When it's not a grey day, I always have a lot more energy. And when it's just grey skies, I could use a bit of a clean up, but that is actually on wire rather than string, with tiny little beads in between. There we go. Yeah, I'm working on a way of being able to do a kind of camera down thing because I realise I'm not showing my stuff off to the best of its advantage like this, but I get excited and want to share. So that was £1. None of these are massive money makers, but I just can't leave them there when they're at that amount of money. Here we go with some black glass, French jet, whatever we're calling it this week. I still find that whole thing a bit confusing. Nicely made. I like it when they have these little beads in between, just as spacers, and it had a rather fetching clasp. No name, not a precious metal, but definitely rather pretty. I thought that's a slightly longer length one, sort of about there. So I rather like that. A double strand. You always have to be so careful with these when you get them because sometimes there are 3 strands and they're missing one. And then that ends up in a bead lock, which is quite upsetting. But I do like the cold feel of glass. I can't help it. I'm very drawn to glass beads. I just think they're beautiful and have a nice weight and a nice feel. And so at £1 a time, I don't mind. Some of these may end up in vintage lots or being sold singly. Just depends how I'm feeling. I do have a bit of a backlog, but I like collecting. So hey ho. This one has more of a tribal feel. It's an East. Let's see if I can show you that without it being. Get my fingers the right way up. That finger's in the way. There we are. Obviously East. Excuse the nasty nails. This is more of a tribally feel. It's not old. These beads are resin, plastic, but I quite like that. You know, people start thinking about holidays and summer vibes. Even I'm thinking might get away this year, possibly Italy. That would be lovely because I love Italian food. I could eat Italian food forever. So that was £1. Oh yes, this one I picked up again. Well, you know, it's bread and butter stuff. It's very long. It's mother of pearl. Definitely mother of pearl, made from shells, as far as I can tell. Maybe some glass. Actually, there may be glass rather than shell, which is fine. Don't have a problem with that. It had a nice weight to it. Had a lovely barrel clasp, which I rather like. Ooh, Jewel. You haven't been through them all yet. I wouldn't be able to help myself. Oh, wow. 11 bags of jewellery at 95p each. Just under 5 kilos. That's about half a kilo a bag. That's exceedingly good value. I remember coming back from the Hitchin reseller meetup, having been to Hitchin Market that Sunday morning, and bought about 4 or 5 bags, I think. I can't remember what they were, something like a couple of quid each. And I went through them on the train. I couldn't wait. I'd sorted them all out by the time I got to London. So I like this again. This has a more summery holiday vibe. No clasp, seed beads in between. Just really, just a nice thing. Probably for layering up. You could double it, I suppose. Wear it as a... I'm not fans of necklaces that kind of hang around my stomach area. I think a lot of people aren't. But, you know, summery, I would say. Oh, that's it. Make a mess, more of a mess of my head, and the wind has already done with it today. So there was that one. Oh, I didn't mention that actually has these little metallic stations as well. Not silver, but fetching. And this next one I bought, this was all on Saturday. I bought because it was mad. I do that. I buy it because it's mad, and I just think someone will love it. Big old chunky monkey. Not silver, but get a load of that. It's got a definite retro vibe. The stones, if you can call them that, are in fact plastic. They're not glass. They're too warm. But I quite liked the way it had these little patterns here. And it had a more old-fashioned clasp, which I found quite strange. I thought someone would like that. What I quite liked, I'm pretty sure it's not silver, I'm absolutely certain it isn't, is the chain itself is quite a interesting design. You're pacing yourself. Yeah, I have to do that and just not open anything and put it well out of my sight, but it doesn't last for long. I just like a good rummage. Oh, wasn't the last one. One more. These don't look anything. Tiny little, now you can't really see. Let me try and get it a bit closer. You see those? Actually, I think they may be coral. I'm not sure, I need to research, but they have a slightly peachy tone and they have a variation within them. I don't think they're a stone. They're actually a little more pinky than they're coming out here. They have gold coloured little beads between. It has a more modern clasp. I think someone may have replaced that clasp, what was originally there. Can't be absolutely certain. But I don't think they are anything. It was just I looked at them and thought they're cold, so they're a natural material, which I'm always drawn to. Yeah, it's a fairly poor clasp for the amount of work that's gone into the necklace itself. But really rather nice. Again, have a more summery vibe. There's a lot of weddings coming up this year, a lot of parties. So I'm kind of hoping to be selling a lot of things that are holiday-ish, wedding-ish, party-ish. And just blingy, really. More is more. So that was what I picked up on Saturday. Oh, and this little thing. I just thought it was beautiful. It was in the 50p box. It's glass, clearly. Just a little simple dome with a gold back on it, gold colour back. Very simple, but quite good as a kind of a collar brooch. And it's glass again, so can you tell I like glass? Can't help it. Today's little haul is in the colourful bag. Hello, 9 people. Oh, well, this isn't jewellery. That is my phone. How did that end up in there? Right, I bought this because it's ghost. Indeed. Right, I bought this because it's ghost. And I'm trying not to buy so much clothes, especially spending out on them, but I know ghost goes for good money. This is a teal colour. It looks rather dull on the screen, but it's that classic 40s kind of tea dress in a lovely teal colour with nice buttons on at the cuff. I'm not showing this off very well, am I? It's the more modern ghost label, not the vintage. If I can get the vintage, that's great. I did pay £10 for it, but it is a size extra large, which they're saying is a 14, but I'm kind of thinking that's way bigger than a 14. I will measure that up and look at their size guide. But I just like that very Simple kind of 40s look, great for a wedding. It's not silk. It is viscose, but it looks like a crepe kind of fabric, and it's kind of a knee length, midi length. But I'm thinking at least 50 back on that. I certainly hope so. So yes, and the rest is jewellery. Yay! Work out what I spent. Wasn't a lot, but I went to meet up with a friend, and because I was out already, it seemed a little rude not to look down the shops. So I went in some shops I don't normally bother going in. Now, I paid £1 for this, and it's very orange. Now, apparently orange is coming in as a colour again this year, but my dear friend rather likes it, and I think that might be coming her way for her birthday. It's a rather gorgeous bit of loveliness, but as soon as her eyes lit up when she saw it, I kind of thought, yes, I think I know, because she's got a birthday coming up very soon, and it's not easy to get something for somebody when they like everything. I mean, when they love jewellery. So that has some lovely beads on it, so that might have to get put to one side, because that might be going to a good home. Not making it on TV. Okay, what else did I get? For another English pound, I don't often pick up hematite, but this is unusual because it's longer than most. You often get the small, short collar length necklaces. I'm hoping it's real hematite. It's very cold. Well, do you want me to find out? Where's the magnet? Yeah, certainly magnetic. It has this detail, which you'll often see on a hematite necklace, but not as big. And it had the most lovely barrel clasp, which made me think someone had taken a lot of time and care and attention with it. This lovely little barrel clasp there. I do like hematite, very drawn to it. But that looked like a nice quality example of it. I don't know if the clasp is silver. I'll have to have a look. A close look, maybe. Was it? I suppose, yeah, it's 3 o'clock on a Monday afternoon. I guess people are going to be busy. That could be silver. They've actually got tiny clear beads between each of the hematite ones. Oh, does that say something on it? Or is it just scratched? It could just be scratched. Gosh, you know when you look at your hands close up and go, ugh, especially my nose. Could possibly be silver clasp, but it's not saying so. We'll give a nice polish up anyway, because that's what it requires. That is an unusual length for hematite. Oh, have I got enough necklaces on? No, of course I haven't. Need more. Now, what I didn't get to show you all was my very best find, which is staying with me. Not so much catch and release as catch and keep hold. In a very unlikely shop that normally overprices everything, I saw this in the tray underneath the serving counter where they often hide their jewellery. I thought, that looks very nice. I like the design of it. It had £3.50 on it. So I got it out, and she said, oh, that's enamel in there. It isn't. It's turquoise chips. I thought, so they obviously really don't know what they're doing there. Anyway, I did buy it, and it turns out to be silver. It's quite a lot of silver. It's about 30 grams. But I love it so much. That's staying with me for a while. Funny how that happens. It's one of the perks of the job, I think. This was suitably weird. This was a whole £1. How's that for an odd chain design? Look at that. DNA spirals. That's what it reminds me of. In fact, I think that would feel very sharp to wear. It's not so much sharp, just a bit weird. It's very bright. How unusual was that? Yeah. There we go. Very bright. Very bright. So I'm thinking, I mean, I haven't looked at this, obviously, because I just got in. Hence the drag the hedge backwards hair. So, I mean, it's got to be gold plated. Because it's very goldy colour, you know, like super goldy colour. But I cannot see any marking on it. It's got no branding, which is a shame because it's a very unusual thing. But we'll have a look. Sometimes if there are marks, they're kind of hidden, but I'm not expecting it. But it's incredibly nice quality. You know, very smooth plating. So I think that's rather a nice thing. And not bad for £1. Also for £1. There's a theme here, isn't there? They're not all the same shops either, funnily enough. Yeah, that's where I got that from. That was the dress. And that was... Oh yeah, that was in the other day. I've got to keep my receipts right. This is modern, but it has that slightly Egyptian-y revival type feel. I like the colours in this. The beads are glass. It's not looking very bright on here. I think my lighting is not up to much. Purples and reds, bit of orange, bit of amethysty type colour, but they're all glass. And I quite like that, having the 5 rows, because that's quite a statement. That's rather nice. It's very nice for the summer dress. So, in fact, it could be worn much more choker length, I think. Oh, I don't know, would that be really, really short? Yeah, like a bib. I do like that. Oh, we've got a couple of Russians in today. Anyway, so again, all glass and some kind of ceramic, I think, the little goldy colour beads. Here's another one. I would fully have expected this to say Miracle on the back, but it doesn't. Very Scottish themed with the thistle. This is glass, agate glass in blue. It's got a nice open back to it so you can see through. It's really lovely colour, actually. I'm not seeing any markings on it. It doesn't look stunningly well made, but a lot of the Miracle stuff doesn't. I'm not seeing a signature though. I don't know if some Miracle isn't marked. It certainly looks very similar to Miracle stuff that I have. Sort of stamped out metal. I quite like that with these thistles. And I always like these chains that go with them, these nice big chain link with the texture. I'm not sure if I can show you that properly, because probably not. But they're quite textured, these chain links. Lainey, hello lovely. Hope you're well. Oh, this hasn't got a clasp on it, so it's an over the head one. This is very, there we go, very art teacher, isn't it? Yeah, just a little mini haul of some bits I got. Well, I didn't have to pay too much for them, because although a lot of our charity shops have jewellery, quite often they're a bit spendy. And I'm not really in that position. This is an eyeful. Look at that. At first I thought it was the Indian jewellery. I mean, it really has movement to it. There's a lot of work gone into this. But green, red, white and gold is quite an eye-popping combination. One of the things that caught me about it is that it's actually on a very fine chain. So again, not a wire, not a cotton thread, but a chain. I thought, how unusual. Usually a sign of a better quality item. Again, I didn't really look too closely. When it's £1, I kind of think, well, I like the style of it, and the line of it. I think it's fun. This looks like brass, I would say, rather than try to be gentle here and not bust the chain, because that would just be silly. You've just come in. Have you been out? Have you been taking photos? Lainey's photos are remarkable. It's almost like a copper chain, to be honest. No marks that I can see. But just bizarre. Not something I would wear necessarily, not for me, but definitely very much a statement piece and a lot of fun. Someone's going to love that. I like the weird things. Have you noticed? Okay, right. 2 other pieces that I got. These were £1 each. I picked up this, and I'm not entirely sure why. I just thought it looked quite well made. I could be completely wrong. I'm still very much in the learning process. But this is how I learn. You saw curlew. I hope you got a picture. I'm enjoying your calendar here. There's Lainey's calendar up behind me there with a lovely. I think he's a man. I think she's a mallard. It's a lady mallard there. On January. This has an M on it, which would be impossible to show you. It really won't show up. But it looks like it's gold plated. And it's been quite nicely done. So I'm not one for getting my loop out in the middle of a charity shop. I just don't feel too comfortable doing that. Right, there is a mark on it. It just felt nice. I can't explain. Oh man, that has got to be the something 925. So maybe it's vermeil, a gold plate over silver. It's something like MVA 925, and then there's something else in a tiny cartouche. And another thing. That would be impossible to show. So that looks like it's silver covered with gold. That's why it felt nice. Just in a 50p. Yeah, these were in a 50p basket. Pays to rummage through the basket. No great pictures. It was quite far from me. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Unless you've got like a super lens. But then the quality tends to go, doesn't it? I'm glad you saw one, though. I'd like to see more of our kingfishers that we have down in the stream at the bottom of my garden, which sounds totally grand, but it really isn't. It is a stream. But I know there are kingfishers there because they make a really high-pitched sound when they fly. They literally fly the length of the string. And you just see a blur of blue. You very rarely see the thing stationary because they're quite scaredy sort of creatures. I'm really pleased with that. That's made today very profitable, I think. I will look up the brand. So it's MVA. It's just got an M on this little thing here. No, it's not going to show. Is it M? There we go. It just looked nicely made. I think that's what I'm trying to do, is pick up things that look interesting or nicely made. This, have I got high hopes it might be silver? I very much doubt it, but it had a nice, I liked the work on it. And because I had this one from a long time ago, I thought, if it isn't, I can sell them together. But this definitely has a look of silver about it. Let me go in with my loop. Bought myself a new loop because the other one was very chunky. Yes, definitely chunky. Actually, what I can do, she says, let's get my polishing cloth, and see if it comes off at all. Could just be silver plated, of course. But I really liked it, and seems I'm having quite good luck finding silver lately. Gaz Sell Stuff, hello. Gaz Pick Pack Sells here. You've changed your name. It's certainly easier to say Gaz Sell Stuff. I'll agree with you there, Gaz. Thank you. I hope you had a happy new year as well. Oh, thank you. I like this. Research done. Let me make a note. I have bits of paper to help me with this sort of thing. It says Maria Vittoria Albani. That sounds Italian. Albani. I will put that with it. Thank you. What am I like? There we are. Put it down over there. Oh, it rattles. That's weird. Why would it rattle? It's hollow inside and there's something in there that's moving around. That's bizarre. It certainly polishes up nicely though, so even if it isn't. Because I've had things before that have looked really, I don't know, just tarnished and not very attractive, and then they polish up beautifully. Okay, I think it might be plated. It looks like an area of wear there. Let's have a look. Yeah, might be. It might be a bit of wear. But, you know, it was 50p. What am I losing? I'm just trying to get my eye in because I'm trying to get better at spotting silver from a distance. And I know I'm getting better. It's got some scratches on it as well. I know I'm getting better because I'm getting a better hit rate. This has certainly had a life. It's a little bashed around. So every time I see something that looks like a mark, it's like, oh, well, actually, it's not. That's quite a cool thing. But rattles. There we are. Can you tell I like silvery stuff? But anyway, I'd certainly be quite happy to lock that up with some other bangles and, you know, have it as a stack. You're busy listing. Well, good for you. I had quite a busy listing sort of 2 or 3 days. So, right, the very last thing I picked up, which was kind of strange. I'm in a shop which is known in these parts for being quite spendy, and I thought I'll just nip in. And I looked through the jewellery, couldn't see anything. Also, one thing I thought, yeah, but I'm not paying £3 for it because there's not enough margin in it. Just a vintage plain flat lay sort of gold tone necklace, which I have plenty of and don't need more of. Lovely chap at the counter is sorting out some jewellery. I'm like, oh, magpie. I said, oh, you're having a sort. And he said, oh, yeah. He said, I'm just pricing them up, putting them in little groups because they don't sell individually. And I was like, oh, that's fine. I said, I quite like the look of that one. May I have a look at that little pile you're putting together there? So 3. And I had a look and I thought, actually, yes, yeah, that will do. And he said, oh, well, how much should I charge for them? I said, I'm not really sure. I said, £2? And he said, yes. So I paid him the £2. The reason I paid him £2 is I thought this one might be silver because look at the colour of it. And what a design. How cool is that? This one I knew was rubbish. And it is. It's one of those that we all have a lot of. And this one just looked quite interesting. So I didn't look at them terribly closely. I didn't want to be sort of looking like, oh my God, she's after silver kind of thing. Although it's kind of obvious. Where's the cloth? What have I done with my cloth? I put it back. Well, I should have done. So I'm going to get this little polish and see if anything happens. Looking hopeful. That's a bit shinier. Right. So it's one of those that just undoes like this. Okay, it's looking, certainly wants to shine up a bit. Let's get the loop out and see what we can see. It was the design that caught my eye as much as anything. There's a bit of tarnish there, but that's to be expected. The only reason I can't keep these things if they're not silver is because I can't wear things that aren't silver. It says silver. Just because it says silver doesn't necessarily mean it is. I will test. But that would be lovely if it was. So we'll just give that a bit of a polish. Yeah, I've got a load of listings in my drafts because I'm scheduled to the end of the month, obviously, which is kind of coming up quite closely. And I've probably got another couple of weeks that I can do because I build up a load and then put them on scheduled so that I can then not have to worry about listing for a while. So although I have listings go live every day, I'm not actually sitting listing every day. I do it in a bit of a thing. So what sort of things do you sell, Gaz? That'd be interesting because you sell stuff, clearly. This is polishing up quite nicely, must say. Could this be another keeper? I don't know. I mean, should I really keep them all? Silver at the moment, though, doesn't go for very much. I've got to be honest. You know, I don't know why. It just doesn't, you know, there's a lot of people charging very little for it. The scrap value is quite low, which is odd. There we go. That's come up just with a light cloth polish, really rather nicely. Guess you wear it that way around because you wouldn't want to be catching on things. Here we go. There. Quite big on me, to be honest. I've not actually got big wrists, in spite of being quite tall. I didn't have the world's biggest wrists, so that might not work very well. It needs a little bit more of a polish, because this is the sort of design that needs to be bright silver rather than with the patina. But that's lovely. Everything but the kitchen sink. Good for you, guys. Good way to go. I will give that some more polish. I'm very pleased. That is silver. And the other one I wanted to check is this tiny little one here, which is actually quite small. And it looks silverish. It probably won't stay with me because it actually says Psalm 23:4. Okay, fair enough. Those of you in the know will know what Psalm 23:4 is. It's a little bent out of shape as well. I mean, that's polishing up nicely. I think this is quite a modern piece of silver. But for somebody for whom Psalm 23:4 means something, this could be something else. There's something on the inside though. I've got a feeling this is silver. S925. Clear as anything, so it's very modern. Definitely silver. Oh, that's a cat, by the way. Pining because I'm not up in the bedroom giving it fuss. Oh, what's this here? Oh, that also says S925. Yeah. So there we go. It's another tiny, tiny bangle. But will have some significance for someone who's interested in the Psalms. That's not me, but never mind. So there we go. That's my haul for this morning. I think that's more than pay for itself. Oh, what you got here? A Pioneer N50. That's audio equipment, isn't it? The Pioneer. She says ignorantly. Sorry. And you need to listen. You're listening 10 a day at the moment. You'll have to be organised and do a load at once. You kind of build up to it, I think. I tend to do drafts, get a load of them there, then I do a load of photography and match them all up, and then I refine the photos, and then I literally will list sort of 10 days, 14 days in one go. I like to keep ahead of myself. It means that if I really don't feel like listing, or I need to go out or do something, or it's a sunny day and I'm like, I want to go out, then I can. Hello Internet Daily. $3.99 you're listing for. Wow. Listing it high so they get a bite. Well, good for you, because that's a very effective way to work. I haven't quite gone there with the, small number of items that are highly priced. I tend to have things. I think my average selling price for 2021, because I've just done my taxes, worked out something like £26. It used to be more than that, but needs must. That's how it rolls, really. Anyway, I've taken half an hour of your time. I've distracted you from the work and the listing that you should really be doing. So it's been lovely to see you all. Like I say, just an impromptu little bit of jewellery. And hello to anyone who's watching on Catch Up later. And thank you very much for joining me. Oh, it's that one, is it, Colin? Thank you. Colin Collectibles. I walk through the Valley of Shadow. It's one of those, isn't it, that people find very comforting. I don't know why. I'm the wrong person to ask. But so yeah, if it's got that meaning for somebody, that may be inspirational for them. I'm just amazed at how tiny it is. I mean, it literally weighs next to nothing. But yeah, it's not really my thing. So I will see you all the next time. Maybe I'll have the jewellery haul of the stuff that's going to turn up that I can have fun unboxing. Try and do an eyes down one there. I may have to work on the technology for that. But anyway, I will see you all soon. Thank you very much. Stay well, and I will see you next time. Bye bye now. All good waving.